Hey, it's John Miller at Internetic again. We've got a new scam today to take a look at. It's kind of a fun one. So we got an email from one of our clients that said, "Is this okay to open?" So it's just a standard-looking fake fax email. At a glance, there's nothing really wrong with it. I don't see anything that's like obviously syntax issues or bad spelling or anything weird because they kind of went for less is more in this case. It did come from one of their customers, so that kind of passed that sniff test. But it looks like a fax, but they don't use this particular fax service, so we decided to look into it some more. In this case, the email actually came with an HTML document attached to it. That's kind of unusual. People don't usually send HTML. You see it sometimes where they're sending like a web page to a friend or something like that, but usually they'll export it out to like a PDF or just send the actual link to the web page. Most people don't send like a save as web page. That's kind of a generational thing, really. So we grabbed the HTML file and we opened it up in Notepad, and it's what you get. So what all this trash looks like, or well, it looks like trash. What it is called they basically escaped out the characters. So like when you can't put a space or certain characters into a web address. So like you see a web address here, there are certain characters you can't put in there. It's a kind of a programming thing. It doesn't like it. So you can do is escape that out into this stuff. It's like %20 means space. So these different characters mean different things. So what they've done here is they've encoded it into base 64, I think this is, to make it harder for basically filtering to block this thing. So it's just going to see this stuff. It's not necessarily going to know what it is. So what I did was I pulled up a URL decoder, so urldecoder.org, put it into it and told it, show me what it is. And it dropped it out for me. So the first part is just your standard HTML stuff, setting up how the web page looks. The second part is where the actual scripts run. So it's a lot of JavaScript and a bunch of other stuff, just basically trying to make, I'll show you what this looks like. So when you go to, if you actually open the HTML file, that's what you'll get. What it does is this script actually looks at and makes sure you type something in there that's actually an email address. So it's doing some, it's called a regex, regular expressions to say, does this match the @ and the dot? And does it have proper characters? So it doesn't have like, an email address can't have % or $signs in them. So it's just making sure you're not just typing trash in there. So it's looking for that, and then it will actually take that and send it over to another page and verify it against usually your Office 365. So what this attack is trying to do is get access to like your Office 365 or other shared environments, such as like Box or Dropbox, something like that. This one has kind of like both branding. It's kind of a little bit unusual in that. It has Microsoft and Box. I'm not sure why the people that made this did that way, but they did. So you have a lot of Java and such in here. Here's the part where you actually care. So this is not quite the payload, but this is where the piece of the code where it sends your credentials to somewhere else. So I dug through it and found this. It is posting as a JSON type. That is just a communications protocol, basically. So it takes this, whatever you put into it, and since it's to WeBuySellHousesOklahomaCity.com and a PHP file somewhere on this website. So this website has probably been compromised through some other means. There's 100 different ways it could happen, but this is what they've done. So we did is look at the contents, decoded it, and so in our case, we actually block this domain. So we go WeBuySellHousesOklahomaCity.com. We've added it to our DNS filtering, our mail filtering, our other various filtering services, so our client's protected. So obviously, if you're not one of our clients, you might want to add that to your list. But we've added to our own so that as soon as we see this type of thing and it's reported to us, we'll go through and protect it from everyone else. So I wasn't quite happy with just doing that because that only really protects a few people. You want to protect more than that. So I'm pulling up another window over here. Here we go. So I went to the website. It is a somewhat legitimate website, I guess. It's kind of hard to tell in this case. It's a lot of stuff in it. So I wanted to contact this group and say, hey, your website's been compromised. You might want to take a look at it. I couldn't find a way of contacting them. Not on their page here. There's no email address or phone numbers. I went to their Facebook and such and tried to contact them there. No look. Their phone number goes to just a quick beep, so it's probably disconnected. So what I actually did with that, went over to whois.sc. So it is a nice way of finding information about a website or an IP address. In this case, WeBuySellHouses.Oklahoma.com is hosted on KVC hosting. So I went over them. I reached out to them through their contact us page and abuse. And I told them what was going on and the issue. And actually, very much to their credit, they were very quick to turn around. I think it was about 10 minutes. They responded back. We suspended the client. So it's kind of a nice thing that we try to do for everyone else is we try to protect everyone. We hate scammers. We hate this sort of thing. So we will actively hunt these things down. So yeah, we could have just blocked it for our clients, been done with it. It's like, no, I'm going to hunt these guys down and take this thing down. So now that site is down. Hopefully whoever actually does own the website will get it fixed and bring themselves back online. If they don't, it's likely from looking at the website, I kind of suspect it's not being in use anymore. So maybe it had bad credentials from way back when, because it looks like copyright 2017. So we're talking at least 4 years. And looking at their website, it's had some hard times here. It's got like a lot of code showing through. So likely it was an old site that just got forgotten. That happens sometimes. So like a $3 a month website's just been sitting out here forever, and their credentials got stolen somewhere else, and some other group is squatting on this because it looked like an official website. In the web filtering, it shows as a business site. So sometimes groups will do is take over or hide their bad code behind a legitimate site, so it's less likely to get blocked by people like me. Just a nice little thing to do. Is try and break this thing down for everyone. So it's some of the tools you can use. So what I say is if you get a file like this, say like an HTML file, where is that? Try to find the email. Don't run it. You never know if you trust this sort of thing. There are some files you just do not want to trust. .html, you probably don't want to open just willy-nilly. .docm, anything with an M from an Office document that has a macro in it, generally don't trust those. A lot of times those actually won't go through anyway. At least on our own side, we block that from our mail filter to protect our clients. We can release them, but we always want to double check those. .executables, I'm very surprised if any mail filter will allow those through. It's just outright. It's like you don't trust that. .coms, like file.com, that's a command file. Very rarely will those go through as well. So how we actually do this is, I guess I actually just dragged it over and I open it with Notepad. Notepad generally pretty safe to open things with. And then I went and did my editing from there. Some of the other tools we used here, because this was encoded, URL decoder that just takes trash data, makes it look better. And where'd it go? And whois.sc. It actually called whois.domaintools.com, but I go to whois.sc because it's a shorter version of it. Normally it actually will show Whois records down here, but in this case, for some reason, it doesn't. So who knows? But that's all I got for y'all today. Thank you.